Welcome to sunny Winter Haven, Florida. I'm Lane Dog Bowers, and this is another of my free virtual ski school video analysis I'm doing while everyone's on lockdown from the COVID-19 virus. So let me jump right into it. I want to create a barefoot miracle here for my new buddy Jayton Hobbs, all the way from Australia. And I want to read this to you guys, and I want to show you the power of what can be done by simple video analysis. And any of you guys are interested in this, if you guys have a video you want to send to me, send an email to thefootersedge@gmail.com, and that's my site, The Footer's Edge. So it's The Footer's Edge, right here, at gmail.com. And then you can put on that free virtual ski school, and as long as we're on lockdown, I'm going to keep doing as many of these as I can make the time for. And Jayton wrote in there, and here's what he says. Oh, and by the way, I want to show you something real quickly here. If you guys want to know what my virtual ski school is, right now I'm doing this for free just to help everybody out, because I know you're locked down and everyone is trying to find ways to survive. But right now, this is my virtual ski school. You can go to thefootersedge.com, click on virtual ski school, and get that kind of information, see what that's all about. And for those of you who haven't, I want you guys to go to the Footer's Edge. Like a lot of you guys, like Jayton, he saw me on Facebook doing a live video. And if you haven't done so, go to thefootersedge.com. That's TheFootersedge.com, and you'll see a ton of free and great information. I want you to leave your name and your email right here, and then I'm going to send you a free copy. You can download it immediately of my Be the Best Barefooter on Your Lake. It's packed with tons of great information, including how to solve this problem that we're working on with Jayton. So let me pull this back up here, and let me get back to his video. Let me finish. Let's read this to you. Hey Lane, after many hours spent trying to nail my back deep start and get my plant right, I finally stood up yesterday. I saw on one of your videos on your Facebook page that you were offering advice, so I thought I'd take advantage of that if you have time. As you can see in the video, I kind of slipped when I was on my feet because my weight wasn't even. Was just wondering if you could provide some tips on what I should be focusing on when I get up. Also, I CC'd my boat driver, my dad, if you have any tips for him. Thanks, Lane. Kind regards, Jayton Hobbs, all the way from Australia. Great to have you guys on here. And like I said, the first thing I want you guys to do, anybody watching this is going to be a great example of we're going to watch this video, but we're going to go from falling to being able to run all the way across the lake with just some simple tips, and it's going to be safer. He's not going to have to take so much Advil and ice his neck so much from all the falls. So like I said, go to the Footer's Edge, enter your information, and also you guys, for those of you who like these free tips, please do me a favor and share this stuff. I even put there, I'm going to put this on a page on the blog, but you guys can copy and paste this, or just, grab a barefoot friend, email them and say, hey, dear barefoot friend, as you know, I'm well connected and would only send you the best insider info ever. Go to thefootersedge.com and enter your name and email so you can download the Lane Dog Bowers free barefooting tips ebook, Be the Best Barefooter on Your Lake. You'll also get the latest barefooting tips, like how you can learn to barefoot at super slow speeds and without falling, world-class tumble turns in 20 minutes, and how to learn backwards barefooting at super slow speeds without falling. Sincerely, your studly, well-connected barefoot friend. That's you. So, here we go. Let's jump in and let's take a look at Jayton's his video he sent to us. And you can see this is actually pretty darn good. If he hasn't had any lessons, Dad's driving it pretty good. Now watch, he gets up, he actually does the kind of right technique, and then he falls right here. And even though he told me he thinks his weight was uneven, that's actually not what is really happening. So and that's why I'm here to help you guys. This is so powerful, so easy. And it starts with this. Dad, I'm going to show you how you can literally help Jayton all the way across the lake. So as you're 8 to 10 miles an hour as they're setting the feet in. Don't be in a rush to accelerate. You did a real nice job of not over accelerating on the way up to this point right here. So right about when the head is first coming off the water, see how much resistance there is. His butt, if we drop a plumb line, we can't do that, but just imagine we could take like a pin the tail on the donkey and pin it right here and then drop it straight down. Right now it's extra heavy because he's just first getting up. But if you watch this difference between where his butt is, and I'm just kind of roughly where the edge of his butt is and where his toes are, right here he's got lots of resistance. And in fact, if you look here, here's one of the problems. You see this right foot right here? When I redo this video, I'm going to put a highlighter on it. Look what's in the water. That's like 1/3 of his foot. That's the ball of his foot. You can actually see the toes right there. I don't know if you guys can in the video. Maybe I'll put a magnifier on that. He is literally skiing. That'd be like on a pair of slalom ski, on a slalom ski or a pair of combo skis, literally skiing on the fin. Imagine that. That's one of the problems. So what's happening here is even though this flex at his hips is really good, this is setting up for one problem right here, which I'm going to kind of explain how to get over that. But the second thing, well, I'll tell you what, the easiest solution to this without making it too complicated is, Dad, I want you to not accelerate past 28 miles an hour. That's max, maybe even slower. So Alexa, convert 28 miles an hour to kilometers per hour. 45 kilometers per hour. Alexa, louder. That is actually super slow, but that is exactly what I want. See, the good news is you've got the end of your boom up about, 2 meters at least off the water, which is exactly where I want it. If this is a normal 5-foot rope, I would even put this boom higher, like right about up here, but I would extend this rope from 5 feet to 7 feet. So add like a 2-foot extension. You can make your own. It's not critical. It doesn't have to be anything super high tech. Just loop it over, tie a knot on one end, loop it over, tie a knot in the other end, feed it through the handle, extend your rope about that much further, and that way you can get your boom higher, go slower speeds, and not pull them out the back. Because right here is the max speed I want you to go. But if you watch this video, I'm going to show you. I'm pretty good at guessing speed, so let's just let this video roll right here. Right about there is the max speed, and then you keep accelerating, and you basically probably got, I'm guessing you got to about 36 miles an hour, maybe even faster. What I want you to do is do not go over 28 miles an hour. If I had that right, Alexa, convert 28 miles an hour to kilometers an hour. 45. So hopefully I'm right. You guys figured out. A lot of you Aussies and all of my friends around the world, you know, one thing, if you don't know it, another great tip, just download, if you're in GPS and cell range, download one of the free apps like Just Speed, and you can put it, and it'll read out faster if you're in a good area than your speedo will. And don't look at your speedo. This is done by feel. I literally want you to, when you guys are pulling this up, the best way to keep from falling over, one of the simplest things I do to help people is once they got their, right about here as you're accelerating, now watch, as the butt comes up, you accelerate, but once the butt finish coming up to about here, look, his head's maybe, it's not even 3 feet off the water, definitely not a meter off the water, it's probably, his head's probably that high off the water. Right about there, stop and hold that speed. That should be somewhere around 25 to 28 miles an hour. And don't keep accelerating, because, let me see if I can get back to it. Don't keep accelerating because, what happened here? We got an error. Let's see if we can get the video back. All right, here we go. Do not keep accelerating past that point, because I'll show you what's happening here. And the second thing is we got to get these feet solved, but I'll come back to that. But right about here, as far as resistance, he has the right resistance because he's leaning, in other words, he's leaning away enough, but he's doing it through his hips, which is perfect, about a 90-degree bend here. He's actually got the right amount of bend, that's fine in here. But on his feet, even this foot, you can tell he's literally on his toes. That's, you can't do that with a great glide. But right when you get about here, you cannot keep accelerating, or you literally, for a new back barefooter, you pull them right out the back. And it gets so slippery that they literally can't find the right resistance. It's like standing on ice with dress shoes. So, one great article, once you guys get into the footersedge.com, enter your name and email, I want you guys to go up here to my blog, and I just published an article that's going to be amazing for helping you guys out. I got tons of amazing articles and free information, but this is called the Lane Dog Bauer's resistance theory of barefooting. And in here I talk about those ghost falls, those falls where they just come out of nowhere, and I talk about it. And it's an awesome article that I wrote, and I've had this for a long time, and I talk about the resistance. Now look at this. We got shoulder roll, meat hook. If you guys don't know what that is, you guys need to definitely get the ebook so you can get all that for him, because I give you that stuff for free. He's got a great bend at the, this is me by the way, great bend at the hips and a great knee bend, and look how flat the feet are. Very good. But what's the difference between this picture and this picture right here? Because the difference between these two pictures is the key to either falling. See, even in perfect form, that great glide, great power band, pull through the hips, great posture, glide, power band. But right here, you're going to fall. And I'll just answer for you. Look, if I drop a plumb line from the edge of my butt, it's at or beyond my heel. That's the equivalent of having your weight too far forward, meaning where your butt is, where you're getting pulled from the boat, from the rope. And look at here, same position, except my weight is shifted this way, not pushing off on my toes for resistance, not straightening my legs for resistance. And you don't have to pull in on the handle. You can just have a slight elbow bend, but not a strong pull. You can leave your arms totally straight or have a slight elbow bend, but because I was trying to balance this, I put more of an elbow bend probably than I'd want. This is great if you're talking about surface turns, but let's forget about that. This can be totally relaxed arm or a slight bend. But look at the edge of my butt. The end of my butt, if you drop a plumb line, is somewhere over the end of my foot. That means my resistance is way better than here. And when I do this, I show you the difference. Look at this. Here's the first picture from a wider angle now. And look, the rope goes to a pulley, comes down to like a gallon of water. This is, probably dish soap, or I don't know what it is, but this is a while ago that I did this. Now look at the difference between that position and this position. Now I've got over the pulley, and it goes to what I was guessing was 70 to 100-pound chunk of cement. So what's the difference between those two? Look, still great form, but I have much more resistance. Enough resistance, if I had this position up here, but with this weight on, I'd fall out the back. That's exactly what's happening in this video. So going back to here, what we want to do is we want to set your resistance. The only really way to get this good resistance for a new back barefooter is stop that boat speed, and it could be 25 miles an hour, 25 to 28 miles an hour. You should stop it. You should be done accelerating right there at the very max. And again, now let's go to one of the other real problems, is you're skiing on literally a fraction of your foot. You're skiing on the ball of your foot and the toes. If this hand here was my toe, was my heel, my foot, this is the ball of your foot and these are your toes. You're literally skiing on that, where your foot should be. You should have this much surface area, all of your foot, but not on the ball of your foot. You can't see that when you're barefooting, so you have to feel that. And the way you do that is, Dad, here's another tip for you, is at this stage right here, where Jayton's putting in his feet, instead of accelerating right there, look at his feet. He's very lucky he didn't catch his feet. And I think most of these he probably did catch his feet. But look at this. See how those feet are bouncing? Yes, there's a teeny bit of rollers, but that bouncing that's happening right there is mainly because his foot is not gliding on the water. So if you really want to improve this and get this ready for long line, right here, instead of accelerating through when you see the spray, hold it at 12 to 15 miles an hour. And Jayton, you don't try and get up. You just relax and sit there on your chest, hips off the water, and gliding. And if you can do that without your feet poking in the water, you will maintain it throughout the rest of your barefooting. So, hopefully, guys, I'm going to end it right there. I don't want to be too verbose, but this tip will literally, if any of you guys are in this position, this tip that I give you about gliding, about getting your resistance theory of barefooting, in other words, getting the right amount of resistance. You guys can simulate this, by the way. Let me go back to the resistance. If any of you guys have a home gym or just a pulley, get a rope with a longer section here, put it over a pulley to some weight, but don't do this little weight. I want you to have some weight. Why not just a hook or something in the post here? Because you don't really get to feel how much weight. If you really want to practice this position, you want to get something that's pretty heavy here, so you actually have to fight to hold your position, because that's what it's more like on the water. So I hope this helped you guys, and we're going to get your feet gliding. We're going to get the boat speed down 25 to 28 max. I want you to put the boom another 12 inches higher, a foot. I'm not going to convert that. You guys can figure that out. Ask Alexa or something. And then I want you to extend that rope another little bit, maybe another foot, maybe 2 feet, something like that. And that will give you more lift, allow for slower speeds. And then here's what I want you to do. Once you get 25 to 28 max, closer to 25 would be better, all the way across the lake where you get to let go and not fall, I want you to repeat that 3 to 5 times, and then you can start gently increasing the speed, a couple miles an hour, but not a ton. I want you to develop long, good runs with great form, and then you can actually get back to one of my other favorite articles that I just published and did this on Facebook Live, but I just did a thing on Bouncy Trouncy Tigger the Tiger Barefoot. So that article is super helpful. So anyway, you guys, God bless you. I hope this helped. If this did help you guys, please do me a favor. Leave me a comment on my blog, leave me a comment on this video, and share this. And if you're not on my newsletter, go to thefootersedge.com and sign up. Send me a buddy as well. God bless you guys, and expect a miracle.